Something incredible is happening across Africa right now. A continent once written off as technologically backward is creating billion-dollar companies that are changing how the world does business. In 2024 alone, Africa added 2 new unicorns, companies worth over $1 billion, bringing the total to 9. But this story goes far deeper than just numbers. Just 15 years ago, most Africans couldn't send money to their families without traveling for hours or paying huge fees to Western Union. Today, they can transfer money instantly with a few taps on their phone. They can pay for groceries, electricity bills, and school fees without ever touching cash. This transformation didn't happen by accident. It was built by African entrepreneurs who saw problems others ignored and created solutions the world now copies. MoneyPoint, a Nigerian fintech, raised $110 million in a Series C funding round, reaching a $1 billion valuation. The company processes $17 billion in monthly transactions, serving millions of businesses across Nigeria with digital payments, banking, and credit services. What makes this remarkable is that MoneyPoint started as a simple point-of-sale terminal company and evolved into a financial powerhouse that processes more money each month than many countries' entire economies. The story of African fintech began with a simple observation. Most Africans didn't have bank accounts, but they all had mobile phones. Companies like M-Pesa in Kenya proved that phones could become banks, wallets, and financial lifelines all in one. This insight sparked a revolution that spread across the continent faster than anyone expected. Nigeria leads this charge with companies like Flutterwave, which started in 2016 and is now valued at over $3 billion. The company improved card velocity by 5 times, boosting fraud detection capabilities and saving hundreds of thousands of dollars in card processing fees. Today, Flutterwave processes payments for businesses from Africa to America, Europe, and Asia, proving that African companies can compete globally. Partech tells an even more inspiring story. Founded by 2 Nigerian engineers, the company was acquired by Stripe for over $200 million in 2020. What started as a way to help African businesses accept online payments became so successful that one of America's most valuable companies bought it. The founders didn't just build a business, they proved African tech talent could create solutions valuable enough for global giants to acquire. Chippercash is the 5th most valuable fintech startup in Africa. Founded in 2018 and headquartered in San Francisco, Chippercash started by providing a frictionless way to send money across African borders. The app allows someone in Nigeria to instantly send money to family in Ghana, Kenya, or South Africa without the painful fees and delays that plagued cross-border payments for decades. But fintech is just the beginning. South Africa's Time Bank achieved unicorn status by completely reimagining banking for ordinary people. In 2023-2024 funding round, the bank achieved unicorn status by raising $250 million from investors including Nubank and CDC Group. Unlike traditional banks with expensive branches and complex requirements, Time Bank operates primarily through partnerships with retailers, making banking accessible to people who were previously excluded from the financial system. The numbers tell an amazing story. In the past 6 years, African unicorns, startups with a valuation of $1 billion or more, have collectively raised over $16 billion, with 9 standout companies leading the charge. This isn't just about money. It represents millions of jobs created, billions of people served, and countless problems solved through African innovation. What makes this revolution unique is how it leapfrogs old technology. While developed countries built complex banking infrastructure over decades, Africa jumped straight to mobile money. While others relied on credit cards, Africa pioneered phone-based payments. While the world debated financial inclusion, African startups simply built solutions that worked for everyone. The impact extends beyond individual companies. The $289 million raised in January 2025 suggests that new unicorns could emerge this year, showing that investor confidence in African tech continues growing despite global economic challenges. This funding creates a cycle. Successful companies inspire new entrepreneurs, attract more investors, and build the ecosystem that supports even bigger successes. Lagos, Nigeria has emerged as Africa's Silicon Valley. The city buzzes with startup energy as young entrepreneurs work from co-working spaces, attend pitch competitions, and build the next generation of African tech companies. Cape Town, Nairobi, and Accra are developing similar ecosystems, each with unique strengths and growing rapidly. The transformation goes beyond business. African tech companies are solving uniquely African problems with creativity that surprises the world. They figured out how to provide banking services without banks, internet access without cables, and payment systems without credit histories. These innovations often work better than Western alternatives, precisely because they were designed for African realities. Between 2020 and 2021, the number of tech startups in Africa tripled to 5.2K companies, half of which were focused on fintech solutions. This explosion shows how quickly African entrepreneurs recognized and seized the opportunity to build financial services for the continent's underserved populations. The success stories inspire a new generation of African entrepreneurs. Young people who once dreamed of moving abroad now see opportunity at home. University students study computer science and business, knowing they can build billion-dollar companies without leaving Africa. This shift in mindset may be the revolution's most important achievement. Global companies are taking notice. International investors who once ignored African startups now compete to fund them. Major technology companies are opening African offices and partnering with local startups. The narrative has shifted from Africa leading help to Africa leading innovation in areas like mobile payments, digital banking, and financial inclusion. The challenges remain real. Internet infrastructure needs improvement, regulatory frameworks require updating, and access to capital could be better. But African entrepreneurs have proven repeatedly that they can build successful companies despite these obstacles, often creating solutions that work better because they account for African conditions. Looking forward, the momentum continues building. This list now includes promising names such as Yasa in Algeria and MKOPO in Kenya, showing that the next wave of unicorns is developing across different countries and sectors. The geographic spread indicates that African tech success isn't limited to a few hubs, but is emerging continent-wide. This revolution represents more than technological advancement. It's about African agency, creativity, and determination. It shows a continent writing its own success story rather than waiting for others to solve its problems. From Lagos to Cape Town, Nairobi to Accra, African entrepreneurs are building the future and inspiring the world in the process. The rise of African tech proves that with the right combination of vision, talent, and determination, any continent can become a global innovation leader. Africa's tech revolution is just getting started. If this story inspired you as much as it did us, please hit that like button, share this video with anyone who needs to see Africa's incredible tech transformation, drop a comment telling us which African tech company impressed you most, and don't forget to subscribe to OneAfrica for more amazing stories about African innovation and success. Your support helps us showcase how Africa is leading the global future through technology and innovation.